So I watched this Bounty Hunters from 2016, and yeah, obviously it's some things are style over substance. That's pretty obvious. There's a lot that's style over substance, but obviously there are others that kind of have both as both, which obviously one of them would be obviously something like the Matrix. So it has both. You could have both. You could have both a story and this isn't not much of a story. I mean, it kept going on forever, and yet all it's about was just I don't know. Apparently, the crux of the story is an entitled a hare who wants to blow up his death hotels just because it's really pathetic, really, could say. But whatever. Didn't even make much sense at all, either. When they got those lanterns up in the sky to explode, what were they supposed to do exactly? I don't get it. Did it just distract or? Yeah, I don't get it. And obviously, it just had so much non-stop action. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, it's practically Western in its approach. Just yeah. So that's the thing, isn't it? It's strange. It's just bizarre. When it comes to the comedy, then it had just a tiny bit, but yeah, not at all as much as there would be as a need to really be entertaining. So, what I'd call entertaining, it really wasn't. I mean, it had very little in it. It had some, but otherwise, not really much at all. So, yeah, um, you know, bits and pieces here and there, but it's not really like something similar that I've watched is Ocean 11. I believe it was 11 or some other number. I think 11. So all female cast. To be honest, I don't think I've watched any other Ocean. But that one did entertain me as it happens. The comedy specifically was entertaining. I don't think it even had as much action. It was more of a heist than a bounty hunting, I guess. So, now you see, you can have comedy action movies that are entertaining, that are sufficiently comedic, but clearly some movies do not. I mean, it was, it had. I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen movies that had even less comedy, but still, I mean, certainly not as much as it had, action. This obsession with guns. It's ridiculous. Just constant. I mean, really, it's too much. And generally, it's what I hate about Hollywood movies. Mostly, I mean, in this sort of sense, kind of like Inception. Inception. I mean, it's always sort of irritating how Inception is based on something that had just one gun, and suddenly it introduced a ton of guns, and it's just ridiculous. It's like some people think that guns is the key to a successful movie. And apparently, when it comes to moviegoers, I guess it seems to happen. But it bores me, honestly. And this one did indeed have lots of guns. At least it had some comedy, but ultimately, I don't think it was above average at all. I mean, I think it's mediocre still, And since it had a lot of, as I say, just non-stop, just not a breather at all. Just, it could have added more comedy. In other words, it just went on for so long as well. For the amount it went on, it barely had much comedy in it. I mean, it did have, but not much in comparison, with regards to its, ratio. So yeah, that's the problem ultimately.